Hi everyone, so the babies are finally asleep and I promised you a video on how I make my Christmas ornaments. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you step by step, and then if you have any questions after the video, just shoot me a DM. I'm always very open and honest. I don't mind sharing my process. I think it's kind of funny when artists don't, but I mean, I get it, to each their own. So yeah, hope you like the video, and if you do, please share it and let me know what you think. Okay, so the first thing I do is I like to pre-paint the wood slices. I order these on Amazon, and I love to paint them because sometimes, depending on the look you're going for, you can absolutely do it without painting it first, but depending on the look you're going for, I notice that the resin tends to run off of the wood slice. So I like a deep, rich color, and I feel like it helps with the cells. It helps have them be more vibrant. If you have like a very deep dark color on the base, that way in case some of the resin runs off and it's a very, very thin layer of resin, you still have a lot of color underneath. So that's the reason I paint them first. Once they're fully dry, and I just use regular Craft Smart paint, so a little bit of dark blue, a little bit of light blue, and I just paint like an ombre effect. After that, a little resin trick is that if you want to keep your backs clean, I use this like Aquaphor. I have a lot of it because I have a 4-month-old, but basically like a Vaseline, and you put it on the back side of your piece of wood, and that helps the resin not stick to it. You can always use painter's tape, but I feel like it's such a hassle and sometimes it'll seep through the painter's tape. So if you actually use a little bit of Vaseline, put it on the back side, and then you wipe it off in the morning, and the little drips come right off. The resin that I'm using is a 2-part system by Moss Epoxies, and it's the Art Pro. They have different versions, especially if you're doing casting or deep pours for tables, like river tables and things like that. But for what I'm doing, I found that the Art Pro is best. I actually communicated with them, and they were extremely helpful in helping me pick what I needed. So definitely don't be afraid to reach out to them. And like I said, I've been through a lot of resin, and this has been by far the best resin, just because the workability time is slow curing. So it helps me do larger amounts of pours without hardening. So my work time is longer. And just the amount of cells that I get out, if you guys have been following my work, you can see that my cell game has gotten a lot better, and I really attribute it to this resin and a couple other things that I'm going to walk you through. But this is a 2-part system. I already pre-mixed it, but basically you just want the same amount in 2 cups, and then I pour them both into 1 cup. So you can either use a scale, but I've been doing this so long that I kind of just eye it out. Yeah. So I hate that I'm using a plastic cup, but I'm waiting on my new order of the silicone cups, but my stirrer is silicone, and I use these because once the resin dries on it, you can just go ahead and peel it right off the stirrer and use it again and again and again. However, I've been using this same plastic cup for about 2 weeks now, and once it cures inside, when I'm done using it, I literally just peel the resin out of it and use it again and again and again. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually just mixing the resin. So I kind of just go around and make sure, and all I did was grab the same amount of part A and part B, and I'm mixing it into 1 cup. And it sometimes gets stuck on the bottom and along the side, so you want to kind of turn your cup as you stir it to make sure that you get it all. And it's a kind of a cloudy color, but as you stir, you're going to see that it starts to get clearer and clearer and clearer. And once it's pretty clear and you feel like it's pretty much mixed, you're good to go. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, so I don't know how to explain when it's ready. I kind of just know, but you'll know. You'll be able to tell because the color is a lot clearer, and you won't see any of the cloudiness inside. So you want to use gloves. As safe as this resin that I'm using is, once you start mixing acrylic ink into it and alcohol inks and add heat to it, that's when it starts to get a little bit toxic. So you want to wear your gloves, and you want to make sure you have the right mask. I made the mistake in the past, and I see a lot of resin artists do it. They use this mask with this filter, This filter is for dust particles and things like that. It's not really going to protect you against the toxins and the odors. You really want to use this one. You can see the filter right here, the number. So this is really the one that you want to use to protect yourself from the odors. And a lot of them you don't need a mask for, but because I am mixing acrylic ink into it, then that becomes a different story, and then that's when it becomes not so safe. So you always just want to be, you know, be careful and protect yourself. We don't want to get sick, you know, doing what we love. Now that the resin is all mixed, I'm going to go ahead and pour it into 3 different cups. So I use a little bit of the acrylic ink, and I use the Liquitex acrylic ink into each of the cups. So I use dark, light, and then I use, this has been the best that I've been able to find to create cells, and it's from Castin, and it's an opaque pigment concentrate, and I just pour a little bit of this, and this is what helps create the cells. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this into the 3 cups. I'm going to mix the white first, and then the colors, and then I'm going to start the process. Now, if I sound a little muffled, it's because I have the mask near me, so just bear with me. I'm going to probably just fast forward this. But normally I don't have this many bubbles, but I mixed it really quickly, so there's a lot of bubbles in here, but don't worry, we're going to use a heat gun to take that out. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour. If you guys can hear my family in the background, I have like my grandma, my sister-in-law, my family, they're all gushing over the baby, so it's a little bit crazy. Sorry about that. It's a Latin family, what can we do? That's it. So I have the blue, the light blue, and my white. I use my regular, this is an embossing heat gun. This is what I use to get the bubbles out. I have it wrapped in like a plastic wrap just because it gets really sticky, and then I have it all over the place, so this helps keep me a little bit more clean. And then I have this heat gun that I ordered on Amazon. It's called, I don't know, Yomi heat gun. But what's important about this heat gun is the tip, the interchangeable tips. This is my favorite tips to create the waves because it really pushes them out very quickly, and that's the style that I like. If I want shorter, smaller waves, I will use this tip, and it'll kind of keep them more towards the shore, I guess, of the painting or of the ornament. But I really like this tip because it helps spread the white really quickly. So I'm going to be using a combination of both. You'll see me change in between while I'm doing the ornaments in between both guns. And you'll see why. I don't use a torch, I never have, and I still get amazing cells without the torch. Some people do, it's just your preference, you know. I have my mask on, so it's hard to hear, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix I'm going to go over the top with the dark blue, and I'm just kind of going to glide over, doing kind of like a very thin layer, nothing too crazy. You don't want to put too much because it's just going to get blown off when you do the heat gun. I'm doing it very slow because I just want to show you, because normally I would just do them all in a row, but I want to show you what I'm doing. So now very carefully, I go ahead and I add the light blue. Now you want to hit that line in the middle because you don't want it to be too hard or too harsh. So you kind of want to make it look a little bit more natural. So I kind of blend it in a little, bring the blue down a little bit. Now here is where a lot of resin artists will add a clear strip before the white. You can, I mean, I still get cells without it. I don't really do that. So now I just pour the white, and you want to pour the white on the wood, not into the blue, so that it can glide over. So I sound like Darth Vader, it's so funny. So I actually pour the white onto the wood until it hits the blue. I don't pour it on the blue because then you'll just get blue mixed in. I don't know really how to explain it, it's just kind of like. So this is all I'm doing, and I put on a good amount because I really want it to blow upwards. So now that you have your 3 layers, I want to go ahead and heat the whole piece up. So I'm going to remove the bubbles. So that went ahead and removed the majority of all the bubbles, and then I use this heat gun to blow the white. You want to blow it at an angle. And kind of just go for it. And then if you give it a minute, the cells will start to pop up. You don't see them right away unless you hit it with the torch. But they always come out. And then I just hit the heat gun again to remove any bubbles that might be underneath. So here's the piece zoomed in. You can see the cells, how they come out. And I'm going to go ahead and do all the other pieces and really quickly so you can see how that goes.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So they say, dance for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, eh. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my...
Don't I look so cool? So you can see these are the two I just did. They don't start out with a lot of cells, but after a little while they start to come out. The torch just makes it a lot quicker, but I just love the natural effect. So this is the first one we did. Look how many cells has come out. It's absolutely beautiful. That's pretty much it. Then I let them cure, and then I tie the string through it. I clean the backs if there's anything that I need to clean or sand, and there you have it. So that's it. Any questions, DM me. I'm gonna go have some more coffee and finish everything that I have to do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to do more for you.